Hey everybody, Xbox Mod 360 here, bringing you a tutorial on how to disassemble your Xbox 360 console. This tutorial is only for the fat Xbox 360 consoles and not the Slim or E series. Please note that this tutorial will void your console's warranty. To start, you're going to need a Torx T8 Screwdriver, an Xbox 360 disassembly tool which you can find all over eBay, and something thin and sharp like a knife. So to start, we're going to remove the console's faceplate. This step requires no tools. All you're going to do is peel off one of the corners and just slowly pry it off clip by clip. Doing this doesn't break any part of your console, and this is probably the easiest part of the tutorial. Just take your time when doing it and don't be overly aggressive, because if you do, you could possibly break the clip that pushes up your USB door. Once you have the faceplate removed, the next step is removing the top and bottom vents on the console. These are the gray parts, and each one is attached by 3 clips on each side, making 6 total. The top vent is the hardest to take off, with 2 hidden clips that you can see inside these holes. To undo each clip, you're just going to push them inwards and pull up on the vent. You're going to start with the 2 hardest ones on the end and work your way towards the back of the console. As you can see here, I use my disassembly tool to just push the clips inward and pull up on the end of the vent. This will probably take a couple minutes your first time disassembling the console. Once you have that, the next 2 clips are in the center of the vent on each side. Besides those first 2 clips, the rest of the clips are taken off by using your disassembly tool in the holes on the side of the console. You can see what the clips look like in this picture. To undo each one, you just push it inward with the pointy part of your tool while pulling up on the vent. The next one is in the same spot on the other side. Once you get to the back 2, the first one is easy. But the one in the back corner is somewhat difficult because the hole to undo the clip is behind a rubber piece. To undo this clip, you have 2 options. You can either use your knife to peel off that rubber piece to get at the clip, or you could stick your tool in one of these top holes. There's a small opening where you'd be able to pry it off that you can see in these pictures. The first option is the quickest way, and once you have that little rubber piece peeled off, it's still sticky and you can stick it back on afterwards. But in the video, I did the second option to save time. Once you have all the clips undone, your vent comes off with ease. The next step is removing the console's bottom vent. This vent also has 6 clips, but these are relatively easy to undo. The clips are located in these 6 locations that I'm pointing out in the video. So to undo the clips, you're going to do just like you did on the top of the console by starting from the very front. I skipped the front in my video because my console's front 2 clips are broken, but you're going to have to undo those with your disassembly tool. And you're going to undo them all just like you did the top ones, by pressing your tool in the sides to push in the clips while pulling up on the vent at the same time. None of these clips are hidden like the top ones, so they'll all be easy to undo. Once you have all 6 of those clips pushed in, your vent should come off with ease. The next step is removing the top and bottom half of the shell. For this, you're going to start on the back of the console, where there are 7 tiny clips that need to be pushed in simultaneously to undo the shells. You can see them in these pictures circled. There are 7 total on the back, 2 on one side and 5 on the other, and you're going to use your disassembly tool to push in the clips at the same time. One side of your disassembly tool has 2 little bits, and the other side has 5, and you're just going to push into the holes while pulling apart the sides of the consoles. This may take a couple minutes. As you see in the video, I speeded up the process. Once you've got one side undone, you're going to go to the other side, but avoid pushing together the side you already separated. And you're just going to put all the small pieces of your tool inside the little holes, and just push in the clips while pulling apart the two sides of the consoles. Once both sets of clips are separated, you're just going to pull apart the back half of the console. There are 4 more large clips on the front of the console that you'll need to undo using something sharp like a knife. If this is your first time disassembling your console, there'll be a warranty sticker located here on the front of the shell that you'll need to separate and break in order to open the system. So you're just going to take your knife and put it under each clip to push it up and undo it, while applying a little force to separate the two halves of the console's shell so that the clips don't go back together. Once you have this done, you're just going to need to lay the console upside down and pull the bottom half of the shell off. To remove the top of the shell and access all of the console's inner parts, you're going to need to use your Torx T8 Screwdriver to unscrew these 6 screws that I point to in the video. These 6 screws are larger and look different than the rest of the screws on this metal piece, and should be easy to locate. Once you have all 6 screws off, put them in a safe place and look at the front of your console. You're going to need to remove your eject button, so just wedge your knife under this part and push up like I did. If you have all the screws and the eject button off, the top of your console should come right off. If it's your first time disassembling your console, there'll be a thin metal sheet attached to the top shell that you just removed. This thin metal sheet doesn't serve much purpose in the console, and you're going to need to remove it if you plan on case mounting your console with a window. To remove it, you're just going to pull it from the top of the shell, and that won't damage your shell at all. Once you have the top half of the shell off, you can look inside the console and see the DVD drive, which is this large gray rectangle. You can just pull it up from the motherboard, it's not attached at all, besides 2 cords which you can unplug if you wish to disassemble your DVD drive. To remove the front piece on your DVD drive that says Xbox 360, you're just going to take your knife, hold the DVD drive upside down, wedge the knife under the piece, and just push upwards and it'll come right off. This large white piece in your console is the wind tunnel, and to remove it, you're going to take something like your knife and wedge it in between the metal piece and the wind tunnel to unclip it and pull it out. If you wanted to remove your fan, you're just going to take one of those screws that were part of the shell, or your screwdriver, and just stick it in between the metal piece and the fan, pushing downwards so that the metal piece comes up and you can pull the fan underneath. Just make sure to unplug it from the motherboard before taking it out. And once you've done that, you've completely disassembled your Xbox 360 console. This video will be used as a part 1 for other great videos to come, like how to customize your ring of light and put windows on your console's case. This has been a tutorial from XboxMod360.com. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.